win, and we're going to win big. Let us thank our host, John Doherty. There he is, John Doherty, our host. Again and again. And what an honor it is for us to have the governor and the first partner with us this morning. Welcome to home to San Francisco. So here we are at this moment of truth for America. Other days when we've been here, there's been a sign that says, California will make the difference. And California will make the difference in everything for our country. Amen. Amen. For goodness sake, we must win. For goodness sake, for people to have their health care and not to have the prices increase in Medicare, Medicaid for people to be pushed off, millions of people pushed off. And again, Medicare, $500 billion taken off. And why? To give a tax cut to the richest people in America. That's not for goodness sake. And now we came into a weekend, on November 1st, when people would start losing their SNAP benefits. They told me not to say SNAP, but to say food stamps. And what did the president do? Had a great Gatsby party at Mar-a-Lago instead of feeding the American people. My colleagues who are here, and Zoe will be introducing them, our colleagues who are here, know that we passed a law that is the law that says even in time of government being shut down, the money is there to feed the people on SNAP. The money is there. And he says, well, I got to talk to my lawyers and all this stuff. No, the money is there. It's the law of the land. For goodness sake, when I was hungry and fed me. I'll just close by saying this. Our governor has been such a champion for our democracy. I'll have more to say about him later in the program, but I want to thank him for his leadership. Because when Texas did what Texas did, people said, oh, we can't do that. Two no's don't make a right. It isn't two no's. It's self-defense for our democracy. There were three pillars to all of this, some of whom are all represented here. One is that we had to have agreement among the Democrats, California Democrats in the Congress, under the leadership of Zoe Lofgren and Peter Aguilar, but Zoe really was the virtuoso who made this happen. So more on Zoe in a moment, but when the governor said, we can do this, but what about the House Democrats from California? Zoe made it happen. Next, the state legislature, the Speaker and the Senate Pro Tem passed it overwhelmingly in the legislature. And then the third pillar, the most important pillar in terms of messaging, mobilization, and the money to get the job done was the governor. I'll talk more about that in a moment. But this was a concerted effort. But none of it would have happened so successfully without all of you. You are our VIPs, our volunteers in politics. Governor, what we did with our mobilization around the state, Christine, correct me if I don't include everything, but where are you? Was this. Working with labor, we went to swing voters in swing districts and working families to make sure that beyond just our, shall we say, automatic Democratic votes, we were into the communities all over this state to make sure. Rudy Gonzalez really led the way for us. Thank you. It's an honor to be here with each and every one of you, with our colleagues in the Congress, whom Zoe will acknowledge. But I do have to say special recognition to a heroine for all of us, Dolores Huerta. And now, so we're in the House of Labor, and I want to just tell you about the IBEW. I've worked with them at the local level, international level, and the rest. When you talk to them, they begin with, how is it in the hiring halls for our workers? They're there for the workers. Thank you, John, so much. So now it's my honor to present Kim. Kim is the head of San Francisco Central Labor Council. She is essentially our boss. She sets a high standard. She won't settle for just passing. She wants everything to be done to the nth degree for America's working families. She will present our other presenters, Louis Lima and Kristen Hardy. Now it's my honor to present Kim. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Is labor in the house? Are we going to bring this thing home tomorrow night? Look, folks, we've been knocking on doors for weeks now. Phone banking, tons of working families across California, letting them know that they have an important decision to make tomorrow about choosing the fate of democracy across the country, because that's what's at stake tomorrow. We will determine America's future in this one vote, and we are encouraging everyone to get on the doors, get on the phones, get people to the polls, no matter how you do it, knocking on the doors, helping them get to drop off their ballot if they're asking for help. That's what this is about today. This is the fate of America, and I know this. Labor will knock on every door until 8 o'clock tomorrow night. With that said, I want to invite a few labor folks up. I'll invite you all up. Get them in age. Louise, our electrician. Chrissy Hardy from 10 to 1. And then we will hear from Dolores Huerta.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Right. My name is Luis Lima. I am a proud member of the IBEW in Local 6. I'm first generation American. My parents immigrated here from Central America back in the late 70s, so I was born and raised here. I'm raising 2 daughters here in this beautiful city, and my hope is that they'll have the same opportunities I had to succeed and to stay in our beautiful city. We as Californians, as San Franciscans, and as union members know that billions of dollars we sent to Washington were pulled from major funding projects, initiatives in California purely out of spite. This adversely affects construction projects that allow our members to feed their families. Investments in public transportation that promote environmentally sound mobility and educational opportunities that keep us Californians competitive in a rapidly changing world. We as Californians, as San Franciscans, and as union members have an important choice to make tomorrow. The choice is to take a stand. Take a stand against the backroom deals, blatant attacks on our freedom that are coming from Washington, D.C., and gutting the Constitution of the United States. Prop 50 is that standard. Our yes vote for Prop 50 ensures that we can have a Congress that does not abdicate its responsibilities to the people that voted them into office, the people that they were sworn to represent. We need Congress that funds the major initiatives that keeps California the fourth largest economy in the world, at the forefront of innovation. And we need Congress that doesn't treat the poor and the working class as stones on a checkerboard that can just be jumped over for a quick way to pocket tax dollars. Vote yes on Prop 50. Thank you.
Everybody that doesn't know me, I'm Kristen Hardy. I'm a San Francisco native. I'm born and raised. I'm also the vice president for one of the awesome unions here in the Bay Area, Northern California, SEIU, 10 to 1. And I wouldn't be right if I wouldn't recognize my other purple brothers and sisters in the house. I got 2015 up in here. My SEIU brothers from 87 up in here too. And when we're united as purple, SEIU runs the whole damn nation. We're the largest damn union, and nobody can do it without us. I want to give props out to my other labor siblings, the trades. I started off in the trades. Anybody knows my story? I started off as a carpenter with Local 22. I'm born and raised. I grew up in the Ingo side. I'm proudly now a resident of District 7. But I want to give a shout out to my labor brothers and sisters, and I want to start with my brother, my big little brother, Rudy Gonzalez. You know, he has stood up for labor, and whether we're sometimes, anybody knows us and that's dealt with San Francisco and labor and politics. Yes, sometimes we're on the opposite sides, but at the end of the day, we know how to have a drink and still love each other. So, and I definitely want to give a shout out to all our political allies up here, because without us coming together and working together, this is how we get shit moved. Prop 50 is already going to get passed. We're here today, and Gavin, you were one of our mayors. I just want to let you know where you came from with that Dodgers hat. We started off here. This is one of the best cities. I had a script, you guys. I had a script. Don't forget where we came from. We voted for you. I'm a public sector worker. I work at San Francisco General Hospital, you guys. I'm one of the only birth and death clerks. This Prop 50, yes, it's about us fighting against, the votes and the redistricting and everything else, but also this is a fight against the big ugly bill that this current administration is trying to put out, that's going to harm us working families, that's going to tear down our communities, and that's going to affect our elders, our seniors, and people that we represent and love. So, I just want to thank all my members. We've gotten out there, we've been pushing, and just like my ED of Labor Council, Kim, shout out to you, big sis. She's had us out there, we've been busting it, we've been hitting all those red areas, those red territories, but it always comes back to us, and it comes back to labor being joined together with politics and getting it done and starting off on the grits. Tomorrow is going to be the day I will be with my assemblyman at his after party, Matt Haney. I'm a delegate. But I love you guys and can't do it without labor in the house. I appreciate the collaboration, all of us coming together. This is a real proud scene right now, seeing all the different unions being represented here. Without this passing, this is a destruction on the working class communities, on the families, and it for sure is going to disaster public services. And without public services, there is no community. So make sure you guys get out and vote tomorrow, yes, on 50.
You're good.
Hello, everybody. vamos a continuar with Cesar Chavez, okay? And I just want to say that isn't it great that we in California can show the way to the nation? Because in California we put workers first, okay? Not the millionaires, but the workers are first. And so when we talk about the Golden State, well, we are showing them the golden pathway to democracy. In Proposition 50, we are going to make sure that we have a Congress that puts the working people first and not the billionaires. We don't need to have any golden arches in Washington, D.C. They don't need to have a golden ballroom. We don't need any of that. But we have to say that the gold standard is democracy. And the Proposition 50 passing, we are going to make sure that we have a Congress that is going to use our tax dollars the way that they should be spent, for services, for housing, for medical care, for education, all of the things that we need, and that our money will not go again to the billionaires, but stay with the people of the United States, okay? I just want to thank everybody that has worked so hard to make sure that the Proposition 50 is going to pass today. I mean, tomorrow we're going to celebrate, right? We're definitely going to celebrate. And how did we make this happen? There's only one way that it happened, and that is because the power of the people. And I know you know the answer. I'm going to say, what kind of power do we have? And I want to just say, really loud, California power. Who's got the power? California power! Are we going to use our power to make sure that we're going to make democracy work? What do we say? Se puede! Sí se puede! Se puede! Sí se puede! And let's all do it with an organized hand clap. Let's go! Sí se puede! One thing more for our governor, who has shown the way. Yes. He has shown the way. I'm going to say a big old Viva Gavin Newsom. Everybody shout a big old Viva. Viva Gavin Newsom! Viva! Viva Gavin Newsom! Viva! One more time. Viva Gavin Newsom! Viva!
Dolores say the word celebrate, I am reminded that on her 90th birthday, we shouted Si se puede under the Capitol Dome. That's right. As Speaker, I was able to have a party for her 90th birthday under the dome of the United States Capitol. Yes. Who better to celebrate than Dolores? Thank Kim Cavallone, our Madam President of the Central Labor Council, Louis and Kristen for their presentations, so very much on point. Governor, what you should know about, I'm going to introduce you later, but I want to introduce some of these folks, because since January, we have been having people call into the districts around the country to make sure people knew. Make sure the Republican members knew that we know what they were voting for, but to have their own constituents call them. So we call the constituents to call the member. Nothing more eloquent to a member of Congress than the voice of his or her own constituent. And we think that that is what's going to hold us in good stead to open up government, because these people will just not be able to withstand the truth, justice, fairness for their constituents. Speaking of members of Congress, I'm very honored now to present the chair of the California Democrats in the Congress. Zoe Lofgren has been a virtuoso, unifying this party for so long and in such an important way. As I said before, when the governor said, well, what are the California Democrats, where are all of you on this? Well, where Zoe wanted us to be, unified. Now, do I have to tell you that sometimes redistricting does not bring out the best in all of us? Is that not right? However, with Zoe's gentle touch, now imagine if we're going to create 5 new seats, that means California Democrats have to give up Democrats from their own districts to do that. That takes mastery. That takes Zoe Lofgren. Yes. And she just was so respectful, patient, informative, just showing the way. And she's done that in so many aspects of our work, but this was a mighty challenge. And I know my colleagues will agree that we would not be in the position we are in right now without the great leadership of Zoe Lofgren. Zoe Lofgren.
Yeah, come on. Members, come stand. Trump and the Republicans have harmed our people. They cut Medicaid so that sick people will not be able to get health care, and hospitals will close and people will lose their jobs. They cut the Medicare program by $500 billion. They cut the food stamp program and the big ugly bill. Wow. They put so much money into ICE that they have more money than any other law enforcement agency in the country. They have unleashed armed, masked ICE agents to tackle and arrest violently our people on the streets. Right. These policies are not popular. And Trump knows that he's going to lose the midterm elections unless he rigs it. Now, when he called the governor of Texas and said, give me 5 seats, didn't it remind you of when he called the governor of Georgia and asked for 11,000 votes after the election? And the governor said, yes, sir. Now, our delegation is awesome. We meet every week, and we had a discussion. It's like, what's our reaction going to be? Are we just going to shrug and say, well, I guess that's the way it's going to be? Or are we going to say, no way? We said no way. Okay. What we needed to do was to come up with a plan that would negate what Texas was doing. And so I just want to give a shout out to our Democrats in California who went through this process. People lost overwhelming Democratic districts, went from 30% down to 11, so that we could make this happen, because this wasn't about us. This was about you. That's right. This is about our country. We have members of Congress from California working this all over the state, and a few of them were able to be here today, and I would like to call them out. First, Lateefah Simon. She's our newest member. Lateefah, who follows the incredible Barbara Lee, has been out working. I think she went to every church that would let her in yesterday, dozens and dozens, and she's going to be working until the polls close at 8 tomorrow. She is awesome. Thank you, Lateefah, for being a member. Kevin Mullen is a newish member, but he knows the ropes. He served with such distinction in the California legislature, and he's a guy who cannot be pushed around. That's right. Let me just say thank you, Kevin, for being here today, for all you've done for Prop 50, and for making sure that we go over the top in your district tomorrow. Thank you. And we have Eric Swalwell. I serve with Eric on the House Judiciary Committee, and there are plenty of times that I think I just should give him my time because he punches back so effectively to the right-wingers. He is going up, I guess, tonight to Folsom, to Kevin Kiley's district, to make sure they understand what the story is. Thank you, Eric, for all you do, for all you've done on this, and taking on the administration. You know, if we win, and I think we will tomorrow, this is not the end. This is the beginning. It doesn't mean we will get 5 seats. It means we have an opportunity to win 5 seats. So I want to thank you, all of you, for what you have done so far, but even more for what you're going to do next after our victory tomorrow. Pelosi, the greatest speaker in the history of the United States. She would tell us this. She would tell us diversity is our strength. That's right. But unity is our power. So across California, our diverse state is going to be unified tomorrow to take the power away from the Republicans who will not stand up to this right-wing menace in the White House. Yeah, that's right. I am so grateful to our delegation, to our Speaker of the Assembly, to the Pro Tem in the Senate, but also our miraculous governor who has been such a leader on this. We all know that none of us can do this work unless we are grounded with our families. And the first partner, Jennifer Siebel Newsom, is someone who has been grounded. Who's a leader in her own right for women and for children, who makes us, all of us, understand what the stakes are in reality. I'd like to invite her to come up now.
Can we give another round of applause, please, for Zoe Lofgren and all of the speakers before us today? And of course, for our friend, the incomparable Speaker Emerita, Nancy Pelosi. Hello, California. It is so good to be here with all of you today. I love this state. You can feel the bounty of California's love, strength, and spirit in this very room. And when I look out at all of you, I really see it. I see the organizers, the canvassers, the phone bankers, the folks knocking on doors come rain or shine. You are the heartbeat, the real heroes in this fight for our democracy. And we are immensely grateful to all of you. I am a proud Californian, wife to our fearless leader, Gavin Newsom, and mother to our 4 incredible children. And I will tell you right now, I will not raise my children to think Donald Trump is an acceptable American leader. Nor that he is what the leader of our great country should behave like. Yes. I won't raise them to think his terror enables his power and that his greed equals success. He is the exact opposite of what real strength looks like. So in our house, Gavin and I will continue to teach our kids what strength really looks like. If you see someone sitting alone at a table, you invite them to your table. If you see someone being bullied, you speak up and ask an adult for help. And you always, always tell the truth. Maybe if Donald Trump's parents had taught him any of these lessons, we wouldn't be in this mess. On the contrary, Trump is enriching his immediate family and cronies. He is stripping away our rights and our democracy. When he knows he's going to lose, he cheats. When the game isn't rigged for him, he rigs it himself. Sometimes no is a full sentence. Trust me.
That's right.
But Donald Trump's never accepted no for an answer. He's a con artist, a predator, a malignant narcissist in chief, and the worst president in our nation's history. This state, heck, my household, will not let that stand. And I know you all won't either. There is too much at stake. We refuse to raise our children to kowtow to a man who preys on fear, who terrorizes women, children, the LGBTQ community, and immigrants, who threatens and robs us of our hard-earned freedoms, a man who disrespects our veterans and mocks our disabled, who strips health care and SNAP benefits from families who need them most, who sends the National Guard onto our streets to intimidate and silence our neighbors because of the color of their skin, who celebrates his secret ICE police kidnapping and tearing our families apart? No, we will raise our kids to revere and celebrate the opposite, to see the humanity in each other, to love thy neighbor, to uplift our underserved, to support their communities, to speak the truth even when the truth hurts, to know that doing what is right is what really matters and actually makes you strong. California, we are drawing the line and we are fighting back. We won't bend the rules to acquiesce to one man's greedy ego and lose our civility, decency, opportunity, and democracy in the process. We put our faith in the people, in our communities. Voting yes on Prop 50 is saying to Trump and his cronies that you cannot cheat in California, you cannot steal our power, and you cannot silence our people. Not here, not now. Not here, not now, not never. So yes on 50. Sí a las 50. Vamos, California. Let's go, Prop 50. Thank you. And before I turn it over to Speaker Emerita Pelosi, I just want to say, I'm so proud of you, Gavin. You are... I love you. It's what you are doing and have done in partnership and in community with all of you. It takes courage. It takes bravery. I think that's what's so great about our state. You all have it in you, so I encourage you to keep being brave, keep speaking up, keep leading, and show the rest of the country and the world what is possible when California comes together and speaks truth to power.
I think you will all agree that that was the best possible introduction of the governor. But just to introduce the governor to all of you, or you to all of the governor. Governor, since January, as I mentioned before, since January, our folks have been on the phone talking about saving health care, saving health care, saving health care. We quoted Martin Luther King, of all forms of inequality, the most inhumane is depriving people of health care because people could die. So again, for goodness sake, they have been calling all around the country. As I mentioned earlier, now we switched gears to yes on 50 because that is the path that we have. So what I would say, well, just listening to I would say first partner, but to Jennifer, it's clear that this governor has a vision for our country. He has knowledge of our country and our state. The state of California, the fourth largest economy in the world, Gavin manages that way, with great dignity. He has strategic thinking about how to get things done, and that is what has brought us together here. When this opportunity occurred, Gavin had a plan. He's a man with a plan, and that's what brings us here today. But with Jennifer, with the first partner here, thank you, Jennifer, for your beautiful words, and you spelled out some of the atrocities in Washington, D.C. We don't agonize, we organize, we unionize. And we are greatly inspired by your remarks, and it's indicative that Gavin and Jennifer, in addition to vision and values and strategic thinking and all that, they have in their hearts the empathy for the people of this state in such a very beautiful, personal, strong way, that their family is together for a long time now to make things better for families because they are family. And we're so proud of both of you. I think Gavin, having Jennifer here, says something so eloquent in addition to her words, but just her presence here says so strongly how much you care about this state. For goodness sake, let us all welcome our great, wonderful, fabulous San Franciscan. What was it, traffic commission or something? Supervisor, mayor, lieutenant governor, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. All right. I'm mindful of your time, and so I don't want to spend too much time. But I do want to pick up a little bit.
Hey, Tom.
You know, it was interesting. A few of you, when Jen was speaking, and Jen, thank you for being here. I appreciate what, Madam Speaker, you said about Jen. What touched me is a number of you were tearing up. I saw a few of you. And it's just a reminder of why we're here. I mean, sort of distilling down all the nice words that were spoken and whatever I may say after this sort of essence of this moment. And how anxious we all feel. How stressed you all are. How fearful many of us are. You know, I look out at this audience here with Dolores Huerta. Communities... People are on edge. People are on edge. Communities of color are on edge. I mean, folks scared to death to go out trick-or-treating the other night. Scared to walk their dogs, go to a playground, go to a park, go to a loved one's funeral because they might be disappeared on the basis of what they look like, where they congregate, the language they speak. In the United States of America today, you heard the notion of a private police force that appears to have taken an oath of office to the President of the United States, not to the United States Constitution. You heard Zoe talk about the fact that they're going to reinforce the number of personnel by over 10,000. It will be the largest private police force anywhere in the world. That's happening today in the United States of America, today in the United States of America, in our state, in the state of California, in Illinois, in places like Oregon. Today, the military are on American soil, American cities, not overseas. We had 700 active duty Marines sent to the second largest city in the United States of America. We saw 4,000 National Guard federalized here in the state of California. So our state of mind is pretty crystal clear of why we are here. The essence of this moment, what Proposition 50 represents to those that have been bullied, to those that have been demeaned, to those that feel powerless, to those that are concerned about not only themselves but each other, our community, this city, our state, our nation, and for that matter, what we represent to the rest of the world. That's what Prop 50 represents. The ability not just to be against all of that, but to assert ourselves and affirm the best of who we are. 249 years, the best of Roman Republic, Greek democracy, separation, the branches of government, co-equal branches of government, checks and balances, popular sovereignty, the rule of law, those enduring principles that our founding fathers lived and died for, all of them on the line today. And so I want to thank you. This is a long-winded way of wrapping up. I want to thank you for standing on this line at this moment. Prop 50 is not about drawing lines on a map. It is about holding the line to what makes us who we are. And so, to all of you that have worked so hard over the course of the last number of months to put this together, to the extraordinary Zolokrin, Nancy Pelosi is absolutely right. What you were able to accomplish in just a matter of weeks to get these maps up and to organize the largest Democratic congressional delegation anywhere in the United States was masterful. A big round of applause to Zolokrin and the extraordinary work she did and the members of Congress. To Nancy Pelosi, you know what's the difference? You know the difference at the end of the day? Some people get it, but they don't get things done. Some people go off and they talk about the way the world should be, but they don't do anything to damn manifest it. The difference is Nancy Pelosi doesn't go out to try to make points. She makes a difference, and we are building that legacy with Proposition 50. So Nancy, thank you for your inspiration. Thank you for your work. Thanks for allowing us to build on that. To John, and I had a lot of debates in this room, so I got a little PTS, Don, coming back home. But I am back home, and I appreciate Nancy referencing that. This wacky and wonderful city of yours, San Francisco, that was best described as 49 square miles surrounded by reality. I think it is the best way to describe it. But you know what? What makes you special is what makes our state special, is that we don't tolerate our diversity, we celebrate our diversity. We unite around the things that bind us together. And that's a point of pride. So it's great to be back here. And I'll just conclude with this. Jen said it, other speakers said it. Donald Trump is nothing more than weakness masquerading as strength. Why else do you need to make a phone call to Greg Abbott in the middle of the midterm redistricting? Unless you're weak. You saw today, Donald Trump one-upped himself. Historic president. Historically unpopular president. The most unpopular since his first term. He's underwater in every key category. He knows he's going to lose the midterm elections, period, full stop. That's why he made the call to Greg Abbott saying he's entitled to 5 seats. That's why he sent J.D. Vance to Indiana. That's why he moved them to make the decision they did in Missouri. That's why they moved in North Carolina. These guys are not screwing around. But I'll end on this. They did not expect California. They did not expect all of you. They thought we were going to write an op-ed, have a candlelight visual, maybe do a rally. They poked the bear, and the bear is poking back, and we're going to get out there and win and send a powerful message, not only to the people of the state of California, but to people all over the United States of America by going out in record numbers, yes, on 50. Thank you guys very, very much.
For 5 seconds, we have been asked by the press, folks wanted to just take a picture of the stage and a picture of your beautiful faces. Give us 5 seconds. Good job.
Unity vote. When we fight, we win. 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 Let's win.
Folks, if you can continue to have a seat, we have some directions.